And the Bank Breezy funding team is busy at work getting offers and fundings out the door. And you're here. McGuire's here. Our DAC support team is working in a what we'll
We
call
are
a
live,
more.
sir.
All right, thank you, buddy. In a email role. So if you're looking for broker support today, use the email. That's going to be the fastest way. We are answering all emails as they come in on standby. The funding is operating as normal. Some of our lenders are short staffed today, giving people off, recognizing employees. So we're going to be as efficient as and effective as ever. But know that going into holidays, whenever you're going into a holiday time, the last days of the year, day after a holiday, day before a holiday, banks have employees too, and they try to give those employees some days off. And so it makes for things to be a little less efficient. So our first broker update is today we're on email only for broker support. You already know that if you got the email. The funding is still going out today, just great. We've got dozens of offers literally right now that we're trying to get funded today. And it comes down to being able to get the people on the phone. I wanted to give this first broker update, things we can do to improve. All right. Right now, about 1/3 of all approvals, we never hear from the customer. 1/3 of all approvals, we never hear from the customer. We've got 6 people phoning. We've got 6 people texting. And now we do. We didn't always, but now we do. And 1/3, we never hear back from the customer. So if you are going to, and you all are, taking the time to refer customers, become funding customers, right? And you're doing that, know that you have a relationship with them. If you don't, well, then, you could try to get them as well. But hopefully you have a relationship with them and you can pick up the phone and call them and say, hey, did you see the offer? Do you want to proceed with the offer? Yes or no? Right? Because that's our biggest uh, fall off right now is approvals becoming accepted. Okay. More of those than we have people being killed in final underwriting, etc. So just knowing that as a first broker update, an area of improvement for all of us as brokers is we help. We help. We don't need to, if you see offer presented, offer accepted, you don't need to get involved at that point. They're already talking to our team. They've already accepted the offer. They already know the offer. But if you see offer presented, you get an email that said offer presented, and you don't get one within a day, this is offer accepted. Heck, even if you haven't gotten an offer accepted, as soon as you get a offer presented email, that's when I reach out and say, hey, don't forget, you got an offer. Congrats. You got an offer in your inbox. You don't need to know the offer. You don't have to have all the details. I don't. And so I just call and say, I just want you to know I was notified that there's been an offer sent to you. Don't have the details of it, but make sure you get your hands on that and give an answer back. It's not an open-ended offer. So let them know right away whether you want to proceed or not. And if you need more time, let them know that. Just communicate. It's all you got to do is communicate. They might be able to extend the offer. So that's number one. Number two, month end. We're coming to a month end here. And there's 2 things to know about that. Number one, for businesses, if they don't take the funding today, they're going to have to submit new bank statements starting Monday, even if they're approved and they already signed contracts. If they don't get I'm sorry, if they sign contracts, different story. But if they haven't signed the contracts yet, the contract that was sent to them this morning, if they don't sign it today, what happens Monday? October or November's over. So now November's over. That means they need November bank statements before they can proceed with funding. So end of the month is always a press to get the client not pressured, but educated that, hey, it's okay if you're not ready to proceed today, but just know that if you wait starting next week, we're going to need to wait until we get your next bank statement. And that goes into underwriting again. That's how all these work. Underwriting reoccurs after month ends. So as we're doing this broker update at the end of the month, it's good education that you all know that. All right. Number 3, month end means this is the time for you to qualify on your team, right? So if you know you have personal commissions, fantastic. If you're certified, you're at 40% minimum and you can get up to 80% of the bonus revenue. That's number 1. Number 2, override spreads. Override spreads are earned as long as you're a certified broker and a qualified certified broker. Okay. You're an override spreads. If you don't know what qualified certified broker is, go to the comp plan in the LMS and watch that. What does it take to earn override spreads? It says what it takes. It's a short 4 or 5 minute video. They're all in the LMS now. So that's number two. So number one was what? Personal commissions. Number two is override spreads. You get those no matter what, as long as you're a certified broker and qualified certified broker. And of course, you have a gap between you and them. If you're at 40% and they're at 40%, there's no override spread, right? You're at the same position as them, right? But otherwise, there's override spread. But the third way you're paid is the 5-level pay. And you always are paid as the enroller if you're a certified broker. So as long as you're certified, you got that certification, you no matter what get paid on level 1 enroller bonus of 4% of the bonus revenue. You get that on the 15th of the month. Those are paid monthly, the 5-level pay. Okay, so we want you to be able to get paid no matter what on everyone you refer, even if they're at the same or higher level than you in personal commission, right? You automatically get that as long as you're certified, but you don't get level 2, 3, 4, and 5 automatically. The only way you get that is by qualifying for level 2, 3, 4, 5. So you may be qualified for personal commissions, you may be qualified for override spread, but you may not be qualified for level 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if you don't know how to qualify for that, make sure you go read or watch the comp plan video on 5-level pay or read the comp plan chart, right? But you have till the end of this month, end of November, to qualify for how you're paid December 15th on all November revenue. Keeping in mind, we pay commissions out daily and override spreads daily, but every month we pay the 5-level pay. On the 15th of the month, we pay for the last month. So December 15th, we'll be paying on all November revenue, right? That wasn't already paid. Remember, most of it we've already paid. But the 5-level pay, we only pay out on the 15th of the month for the prior month's bonus revenue. But you have to be qualified by the end of the month for that. So if you're not qualified for level 2, 3, or 4 right now, you can get qualified this weekend. All right. You simply have to refer a certain number of people who become certified brokers. That's what we're looking at. We want for you to get 5-level pay, you just need to have 20 personally enrolled certified brokers who are qualified, and you are paid through 5 levels. So someone's getting paid 5 levels on every funding that occurred in the company on the 15th. Every funding, all bonus revenues getting paid to someone through 5 levels. If you're not qualified for it, it passes you and goes to the person above you. If they're not, it passes them, goes to the person above them. So we pay it to somebody. We'd rather you be positioned for it. So make sure, if you don't already know these things, most of you are focused on personal commission, which is great, override spreads, which is great, but there's a lot of money paid out in the 5-level pay, and we want to make sure you're cognizant of this. It's not required in the certification that you understand this. So that's why I'm mentioning it here as we come to month end, to watch the comp plan videos and details if you haven't already. Okay, so month end. Next thing I wanted to talk about is there's new logos in your Agent Resource Center. The Bank Breezy logos are there now for you to download and view. New swag store. I love the new t-shirts. This is one of the new t-shirts from the swag store. I love the texture and the feel. And by the way, if you're tall, they didn't have talls in the t-shirts. I said, I'm going to try anyway. And it's actually quite long. So I'm 6'6", and most times I wear a 3X large tall. If they're not talls, usually they're just not long enough, right? Because of my height. But these are actually long enough, and they're not talls. So other things I got were talls, so it's cool. So pick up some swag, pick up your shirts. Great job, Mama, on your video yesterday to the team. Thank you. And thank everyone else who shared. Thank you, McGuire, for doing today's huddle. Great work and great job. One of the best huddles ever 2 days ago. Unfortunately, it's only if you were there live when we did the Thanksgiving, gratitude, and that's not recorded anywhere. And it was fabulous. And then we did a group photo. So come out live when you can. There's nothing better than live. Bank Breezy marketing material is near done. We've had a couple things we've had to change to it. We're improving some things. And so once that's done, we will then send it over to our printer to get added, but we'll put it in the back office prior to it being added at the printer so that you can download them and print them yourself. There was a new brochure just published the other day. I posted it on my wall as a picture on my Facebook wall. If you saw that, it basically says you took the plunge and started a business. Now you need funding for more ideas. We got you covered. Get the best offer from the top 20 providers. Those are the headline, subheadline, and paragraph. And I know that because I wrote 100 of them till I found the one that spoke to me as a business owner the right way. And that's what we're trying to do is speak to the heart of the business owner, not just promote that we're in business funding. You took the plunge and started a business. You know what every business owner is proud of? That. Every business owner knows they did that. They walked away from that job that guaranteed they took a plunge, took a risk, started a business, and they just want to be valued for that because they're not guaranteed a penny. And the more you value them, the more it speaks to them. So that brochure is available as well. You can use that. You can't put brochures on Facebook, so I took a picture of it, screenshot, put it up as a picture on my wall, and that's how I did it on mine. By the way, last month I had 6 referral clients come in, all from my Facebook posts and from people knowing I'm in business funding because I've been in business funding for a long time. 6 referrals last month. One of them turned into an actual funding. One turned into a decline on final underwriting. And 4 of them I told they shouldn't apply right now. One I told they should go to the bank. The other 3 weren't eligible for our funding. But those were all referrals from people that weren't business owners. And I say that because our training says, tell everyone you know. You know, I was with my nephew yesterday and he's brand new in real estate and he's in industrial real estate. I didn't know he was in industrial real estate. I would have been referring him clients 3 months ago. I didn't know he was in industrial real estate because his company didn't teach him. Make sure you inform everybody you know that you're now in industrial real estate because they'll refer you people. I'd love to help my nephew get a real estate client or list a building or sell a building or rent a, right? I didn't know because he didn't tell me. Some of you haven't told your aunts and uncles you're in business funding. Some of you haven't told your nieces and nephews you're in business funding. Some of you haven't told your cousins or your neighbors or anyone because for whatever reason, the training says to do it. It says tell every business owner, you know, then it says tell the non-business owners. And some of you just haven't done that yet. And let me encourage you, my last 6 applications, I didn't make one of those calls. I didn't cold call a soul. And all 6 of them came from people that don't own businesses. But they're my friends who know I'm in business funding. And it was all just in the last 30 days. So make sure you're getting the word out to that. LMS resources are all, I'm sorry, the dacrc.com. All that stuff that's in there is being put into the LMS. In fact, it's all there, but it's in hidden mode. We're going to be moving everything into the LMS where there's going to be one place to go, dactraining.com. It's where you'll get certified and you'll also be able to have other videos and all your resources will be there rather than this 2 thing. So I don't have an ETA on that yet, but I will tell you that that's going to happen and we're going to, all of a sudden you're going to go and it'll look different because DACRC is going to point to that. And so it'll start to look different, but just know we're trying to clean it all up and put everything in one house. And the LMS, we're adding some more certifications on trainings on what causes a deal to get killed because that's what's causing the most calls in. So I just want to give you all this real quick. Just because a funding is signed, this happened to me. I'll tell you a quick story. Well, let me first state the truth. The truth is just because a deal is signed by the client doesn't mean they're going to get funding. Just because they accept it and sign it does not mean they're getting funding. That means they've accepted the terms. Now a final underwriting or bank verification has to occur. And right now, 2 out of 10 businesses who sign and go forward to get funding don't get funded because they already took money. 2 out of 10 right now. They already took money and didn't tell us, meaning since their last bank statement was pulled. So they're trying to stack money. So they either have a broker telling them apply at multiple places, or our broker is. So we're finding out who's this happening a lot with. If it's one of our brokers, we're going to deactivate the broker for stacking. You're not allowed to get them funded somewhere else and then try to get them funded with us as well. That's called stacking. It's a violation of your agreement, our agreements, and everything. So don't try to do it. We know when we can stack a client because we disclose it to all the lenders. say, hey, you're willing to give them 80. We can get them 20 more someone else. Do you mind? And then we tell the person giving 20, hey, they just got 80. You know, they're getting 2 positions and it's all fully disclosed. It's rare, but sometimes we do that. But so 2 out of 10 are killed in final underwriting because someone just took money or their sales just tanked or they're super overdrawn right now. And they could have taken the money 10 days ago without an issue, but they delayed it. Now they want the funds because they're below negative in the balance. You can't get funded when you're negative in your balance. Okay. So 2 out of 10 go down. So what I made the mistake of doing, I didn't cover that with my client. He was given a $40,000 offer. I didn't cover it well enough with him that I did cover, you can't be negative. I did cover if you've got prior defaults, or some background check, or the bank verification. They're going to make sure you didn't take money recently. So if you did, just decline the offer. You're not going to get approved. In fact, it'll make you look bad in their eyes. Just decline it and say you already took money somewhere else. Be honest, and then we might be able to get you more money in 60 days. Otherwise, you get a mark like trying to stack, and you're added to their underwriting as a trying to stack client. And now you think they want to approve you in 60 days when you apply again. They got notes. They know what you tried to do last time. So I told them all this, be transparently honest. I told them all this, but I didn't cover one more thing. So this is what kills the deal. Know this. They just took funds from somewhere else in the last 2 weeks, and it's not on their prior bank statement, and they're not disclosing it. That's going to kill the deal. Okay. They're negative. They've had a bunch of NSFs. Their sales tanked, and there's no reason for the tank. But that's going to cause the offer to get lowered. Right? It causes concern. Or, as the case with mine, the first level underwriting didn't catch something. Just so you know how this process works, you have a junior underwriter looks at it. First of all, we underwrite it all, and we then kill deals and we pre-approve. We send them over to the lenders. The lenders then have a first level underwriting, approves the deals, creates the offer, sends the offer. But they're not the final underwriter. In none of our companies, except 2 of them, are they the final decision maker. Usually their initial decision maker, present offer, and all the money is spent on taking care of the clients after they sign the contract, meaning background check. That's costs money, right? Bank verification, meet real people getting on. So they sign that, they move forward, and they took funding, they will be killed. If a background check kills it, they will get killed. If sales have gone way down, it's going to get adjusted. Right now, I just went through with Wade 10 offers that we presented on Wednesday. 2 of those 10 offers were lowered on the funding call because their sales are way down. 2 of the 10, 20%. So the offer went from A to B. That causes business owners sometimes to be upset. Like, oh, you told me you can give me 40. Now you're telling me 25. We're offering you 40 based on what we've seen thus far, your bank statements. We haven't seen this month's sales. If there's any change in this month's sales, it may cause a change to the offer. Something that simple is understood, right? Something that simple. Or if something in your background check comes up and causes a concern, that could cause a change to the offer. Just that little disclaimer, because we don't have real factual data for November right now. We only have through October until we do the bank verification call, right? So we did a bank verification with my client on Tuesday, and he transferred in a bunch of money from his personal account. And why did he transfer in a bunch of money from a personal account? Because he was overdrawn. Well, now they got to see that other account. They got to know what that other account is. They got to know, was that sales or was that the owner putting money in? What was that, right? So I didn't prepare them in advance that your offer could get lowered on the final call if they see something different on your bank statements. I didn't prepare him. So his offer went from 40 to 25. Fortunately, he wasn't upset. He understood. Wade explained it to him fabulously, and he wasn't upset at all. But you know how many times Wade gets yelled at by the customer because the offer got lowered? And the offer got lowered for no fault of ours, but fault of the client. But when an expectation is set here and it comes in here, they think we're being dishonest. So you don't want to put Wade in a position like I did, where I allowed my client the opportunity to think Wade was dishonest. Oh, you offer me 40 to get me to sign. Now you're lowering it to 25 when it's time to fund me, you know? Fortunately, my client wasn't upset like that. He understood the Wade's rationale that, hey, you transferred a bunch of money and that's not sales. Your sales are actually off this month. So they had to lower your offer because your sales are down. They lowered it from 40 to 25, but we're still able to get you funded. And so those things happen. And I'm sharing that because I learned a valuable lesson. And I've lost clients who thought we were dishonest and offer a high amount but don't want to give the higher amount. That's just to get them to sign and then give them a lower amount. And that's bad expectation setting by us. Our offer says we've been given this offer based on this. We do need to do a bank verification. We do need to see your last sales. If you took money, every time we give the offer, we tell them all this stuff. But they don't hear that. They just, I'm getting 40, and they start spending the 40. So make sure that's an update to the training is what it really is. It's all covered in our business funding training, but a lot of people don't watch that. I'm asking you to go watch it if you haven't watched it. If you didn't know any of what I just said, that was all covered in the business funding training multiple times. So go back and watch that again and again and again, because that means there's probably other things as well that you weren't aware of. New logos. No update on the Spanish websites going live or forms, but do know this, we are able to have clients. We just got a renewal from a client who spoke fluent Spanish, and we put them on the phone with our Spanish speaking people to help them understand it. And they'd gotten fundings from us in the past, but it was a lot easier to have some fluent Spanish people talking to them and making that happen. So you don't have to wait just because the site's not translated yet. We do have clients who will speak to your I'm sorry, we do have team who can speak to your client in Spanish if you have someone. Those are the only broker updates I had. There was nothing else I wanted to bring at this point, but you guys may have questions. So that's why we do this live, so you can ask questions. It's not just a recording. Hopefully what I've covered helps you guys today. Hopefully what McGuire covered helps you guys. And we're ready to take on the strong start. But we talked the other day, and it was made invaluable to me Thanksgiving Day when I learned my nephew's in sales and he's canvassing and canvassing towns, just going out knocking, letting people know he's a real estate salesperson, and he's canvassing and he's hitting it hard. And he's like, hey, it's is what it takes. I got to get the word out that I'm in. But he didn't know to tell all of his family and friends. Grandma, Nico is in real estate, right? So if you know anyone who needs commercial real estate, McGuire, your nephew is in commercial real estate. Did you know? So unless you saw his LinkedIn, you didn't know, because he's, in my eyes, he's in the closet with his warm market and he's out of the closet in his cold market. You got to talk to 10 times as many businesses in your cold market to get a client than in your warm market. And you don't get referrals from your cold market unless you make them a client. You get referrals from everyone you already know once you notify them that you're in business funding. So please post your certificate in your Facebook wall. If you haven't done that ever, take your certification, post it today, and say, I'm proud to be helping business owners in my community get the funding they need to grow. If you know any business owner needs some capital, tell them to come my way. We help when the banks can't. Get that word out. And by the way, every time you put a post up, if you got 100 friends, about 3 see it only. So if you put it up one time, you got about 3 or 4 who might see it. You do a video, about 20% of them will see it. Do a video, say the same thing in video. And by the way, if you do a post and only 3 saw it, you told 3. So what's a better way to tell them? Send them an instant message like we teach in the training. Reach out to them, send them a text and tell them. So put the post, but be more proactive and send it an individual message. And if every one of your dad's friends don't know you're in business funding, you haven't told them yet. If every one of your mom's friends, if every one of your son's friends, if any one of your daughter's friends, I'm talking about adults, obviously, if their parents don't, if your neighbors don't, I mean, you don't, these are all people this has to come up. So it's holiday weekend. When you're around family this weekend, you need to tell them, if you haven't already, tell them about your passion to help business owners in your town. Make sure you spread that word. I can't say it enough, because I know how many clients I get just from that. but I see so many people just aren't willing to do it. Even people I know closely, even brokers I'm working with individually, they don't do it. And they're behind the eight ball and don't realize it's kind of like Jim Harbaugh said of Coach Day at Ohio State when Ohio State came in and they did real well. And he said, some people, I won't even say it because Day's kicking butt right now, and where he's about to kick ours unless we pull off another miracle tomorrow. All right. Who's got some questions for us today? Any questions or any comments? Ellen, is there anything we talked about? Ellen, I know you've reached out to me about a couple items. Is there anything you requested that I didn't answer today? No? Okay, she's nodding her head no. Good, thank you. Who do we got?
Rock Reese has his hand up. You can unmute yourself, Rock.
Morning.
Rock. There you go, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing great. What do you got for us today?
Is your hinder hurt from being spanked yesterday?
Oh, he's a Green Bay fan. He's a Green Bay fan.
Green Bay fan, born and raised, baby.
Yeah, well, yeah. You're having connection issues, Rock. I'm not sure what the cause is, but you're having real bad.
Okay, I'll take my video off.
Dude, I'm playing with you. I'm just playing with you.
Okay.
I muted you I was just saying that in all fun. You guys kicked their butt yesterday, no question. Yes.
I couldn't resist. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
And in fun, not trying to be the apostle or the shaliach that I am, but I have to protect my space that I'm the expert in, doing prison ministry now since 1988. Working with addicts and knowing that there's a lot of people out there that are addicts that don't realize they're addicts. And then, McGuire comes out with this word. He says, get addicted to it. It's like, no, don't tell him that. Don't tell him that. So I just want to say in caution, anything in excess is a sin. There's a balance that we have to find in life in everything that we do, including our beliefs, right? So I can get so addicted to doing ministry that I can avoid making money, and I can go to jail for not paying child support, for example.
Yeah.
And that did happen like 30 years ago. So I have different situation.
What word would you recommend? What word, what his intent was there, right? So what word would you recommend?
I believe that we should all be a compassionate capitalist, and that we should be focused on giving our best, our better best, to everything that we put our hand to. Okay, because there's lots of scripture about being prudent, right? And being disciplined, right? Being a disciple is the root of discipline. So I'm a student of DAC. I humble myself to, you guys know a lot more than me, but when it comes to, actually these principles of success, I had to keep myself at a very high level to build brands, because Robert Kiyosaki, talks about building brands. So as a business owner, I've got brands that are 25 years old, and I've not given up on those brands, right? So I have always been tempted by being an addict to be the workaholic. And I'll tell you, when you quit drugs to become the workaholic, that is definitely there. But I don't think he was talking about the work. I think he was talking about getting addicted to the principles. But I will tell you, there is a caution for me as going business to business doing DAC, because I know the high of a yes. I know the high of a deal. And believe me, when you get, a 5 or a 10 or a 15 or $20,000 commission, man, it's like going out and getting wasted. I mean, it's a high. You feel really good. There's an adrenaline rush and everything else. So you can get very addicted very easily to making money, and then you can avoid your family because you invested all your time into that. And then you weren't a good dad, or you weren't a good brother, or you weren't a good friend.
It's all
to
in
a lot of
balance,
people.
right? It's all in balance.
It has to be balance, and but I knew where he was coming from. I don't think he was talking about being addicted to putting all your time and effort into it.
Workaholic or anything like that. Yeah,
Right.
no.
But being addicted to the
I think if you
principles.
flip out the word of committed to the principles, committed rather than addicted, I think is what his message was, right? Be committed to the
Yeah.
basics. Stay
Yeah,
committed
there
to the
was a network
basics.
marketer
Yeah.
that you and I both know that actually it was crazy because he was recovering himself. And you know who I'm talking about now, right?
Yeah.
And he used to say, get addicted to this. And I'm like, no, don't get addicted. And I confronted him. I called him personally and I said, man, don't tell us to get addicted because you're going to have a lot of
Well,
people.
it causes a I appreciate it, Rock. I mean, we're gonna move to Katie, but you're right. It can cause in certain people, um, it's a trigger for the wrong thing, and we're teaching the wrong behavior. Be committed to the cause. Be committed to the principles. Stay in balance. God, family,
Yep.
business, and stay balanced. Absolutely appreciate you bringing that up, my friend. Thank
You're,
you.
you're,
And by the
You
way,
guys
if we
spoke
see
well
you
for me
again in
too.
the
I just want to make
playoffs,
sure you know that. You guys, I know you're speaking on my behalf, but that's exactly where I was going with it. Just I would say committed is the greater word. But just being glued right to that purpose, right? Day in and day out, the essentials, right? The system of it. So it's exactly where I was going with it. So I'm glad it was received that way without me having to even jump
yeah,
in.
and thanks, Rock, for mentioning it because there's some blind spots. We all have blind spots. And Katie, what do you got for us today?
You
Katie,
can
then
unmute
Terry.
yourself, Katie.
There you go. There you are.
Okay. I spent 2.5 hours on a podcast that was very combative. And I am so, so very grateful for being able to come to this and get recharged
Mm, mm,
because it was mentally exhausting.
mm.
And the host of the podcast was very, very against business capital advances. And I just did my best to you know, educate anybody that was listening. And that's all I ever do is educate. If it's right time, it's right time.
Yeah.
And if it's not, it's not. And again, just so thankful I can get recharged through these. So,
Amen.
Mhm.
Amen. Well, thanks for being on the front line, Katie. And I know you sent me an email a while back that you were going to be doing this and
yeah,
what thoughts I had. And guys, just so you know, there's a group of people out there, rightfully so, protecting against business owners who should not be taking money.
totally.
Yeah, there's business owners taking money that will give money to that shouldn't take it
Right.
because they don't read the terms. They're not growing. They're desperately trying to just get some money to make it through Christmas or make it. I'm not even talking about for their business. It's just like giving someone who's already overspent all their credit cards, but has a spending problem, another credit card. All you've done is exacerbate the problem, right? You haven't solved it. So there are some people who, because our space is easy to get approved, it's easier to get approved. It's easy to be abused. And
Right.
so we have people in our side, Wade and team, who are looking to prevent people from being abused. We don't let our brokers present the offers because
Mhm.
we've had brokers who are commission breath and they just want to hammer close the deal. So our team is not paid on commissions who present the offers so that they can't fall victim to that. They don't benefit by getting, if you present 10 people today funding and none of those 10 fund, doesn't hurt the people presenting it. Now we have overwide bonuses and stuff that based on our total production, but I pat people on the back when they educate someone and that person decides it's not a good use of funds for them. They don't have a good
Right.
use. So,
And that's
and I
where,
know Katie, you're on the same place. I'm saying
yeah,
this for everyone else's benefit because when they hear, why would someone be against funding? Well, because not everyone should take funding. Not everyone should get a credit card. Not every college kid, just because they can get approved for a credit card, should take one because they got bad spending habits and they're going to blow it. And it's funny. I was playing poker. We play Texas Hold'em on Thanksgiving at my brother-in-law's, and it's all for fun. Everyone gets a certain amount of chips. And McGuire, your Aunt Lisa had lost. She was out of chips, and Nathan, her son, was the top chip holder, and the ante was 4 chips. And we're just playing for fun. And and she's like, oh, I want to keep playing. And Nathan, her son, says, I'll give you 4 chips. She goes, 4? Come on. I'm paying for your college, for goodness sakes. Give me 10 or 20. Says, no, mom, because if I give you more than 4, you might abuse them. You may blow them and bet on something you shouldn't bet on. So, as a joke, but even in a fake game with fake chips, he was saying, I'm not going to give you more than you need because you may make bad decisions with that, right? Well, same thing happens in our business funding. So short of this turning into an hour-long debate about debt, we like promoting fuel, not peddling debt. Most people believe every type of business funding advance is debt, and they're wrong. They're wrong. 90% of our deals are fuel. 10% is to help someone get out of a debt situation, a rescue play. And there's always a risk that if someone takes money, they're going to have trouble paying it back because they didn't grow like they thought they were, or their sales went down and they didn't know it. So every one of our contracts has built in, if sales dip, you call in. You call in and say, my sales are down. I know I agreed to pay a fixed payment that was based on 9% of my sales. My sales are way down. 9% of my sales now is half the payment. Can you help me? And they adjust the payment. So we do these things to take care of the client. And most people who are anti our industry, believe that every broker is out there trying to push a commission. And there's a lot of people in our industry that are. So I understand why there's that reputation, but we're not. So Katie, thanks for getting on the front line and having a debate with them and sharing it. Sorry that he wasn't convinced or she wasn't convinced in the end. But they say this: a person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. So all you can do is educate the listeners. And I'm sure some of them heard, even if the other person with the podcast didn't hear. It's a great job. Terry, what do you got for us? You're unmuted. There you go. I can't hear you. Is my volume down? Can you guys hear Terry?
I cannot hear. I can see that he's unmuted, but can't hear.
Terry, if you want to put something in the chat, we're not able to hear you. Your microphone's not coming through. We can answer. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
You're muted now, but your video is on. Maybe you need to try to unmute one more time. We'll try this one more time.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, loud and clear.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, like McGuire said, go back to the basics. Look at those YouTube videos when Dave has all his hair. I'm telling you, there's so much info in there. That helped me calm down, talk to people, and be able to answer their questions. I mean, we've got a great opportunity. We got a great quarterback. Super Dave's on it, man. I can't wait to start my day off with Dave. Man, I appreciate it. You guys continue to work. Don't forget, like Dave said, if they don't sign today, they're going to have to wait and get that November statement. That's what happened to me last month. We were pushing, but we forgot it was the end of the month. And they do need that November statement if they do not sign before 5 o'clock today. Thank y'all.
That's right. That's right. And that means they probably can't do anything till Wednesday because it takes a few days to get their statement. Terry, thanks for sounding it off. Glad you were able to get on, and be careful in that car there while you're driving. Thanks for the kind words. McGuire, thanks for leading off our huddle. You're going to start seeing a lot of different quarterbacks. If any of you have gotten some clients and you're in the huddle and you want to help be quarterback on the huddle, let McGuire know. McGuire at davidallencapital.com. McGuire at davidallencapital.com. And I think you'll start seeing additional people next week. I'll still be doing some as well. Like I told McGuire, I'll do every single day. But there's people who should be doing it instead, because you want to hear other voices, other ideas, other thoughts. And there's plenty of benefit to have multiple people sharing their perspectives. So we need that. All right, everybody, I appreciate you all. We're going into the weekend. What are we going to do? We're going to run the play McGuire said. We're going to stick to the basics, of course. And we're also going to inform everybody we know that we're in business funding, and we're going to continually do that. And you're going to get referrals from that. I wouldn't doubt you'll get 10 clients this year just by telling 50 people you're in business funding and reminding them of that, because they don't have what you don't I shouldn't say it this way. What many people don't understand is there aren't business funding brokers in your town. There's the bank manager and you. and your friends and neighbors don't know that you are in business funding. So they don't know there's a business funding. What in the world is that? And so literally a post I did last week got me 2 hits from two people reach out to me from my high school that I haven't talked to in 25 years the same day because they saw a video I did talking about business funding. So you doing videos? Are you sharing videos? If you're afraid to do a video, take McGuire's video and just script it. Here, I'll give you something right now. Hey, everybody, I just want to let you know something new I'm doing. I just became a certified broker with David Allen Capital. And the reason I did is because we're helping business owners who need funding and can't get it at their bank or can't wait for the bank. I learned, which really surprised me, 9 out of 10 business owners can't get approved at their bank for funding. I was not aware of that. I thought it was like mortgages that as long as you had money coming in, you get approved. And I realized I was wrong. Once I learned it, I decided I want to become a funding broker and I wanted to help all the business owners in my community. I mean, heck, they took the plunge. They're taking the risks. They're the ones bringing food to our town and bringing dry cleaners to our town, right? They're the ones doing everything, making our town have services. And they're taking a lot of risk and they can't get funding from the bank. So I decided to become a business funding broker to help them. So, hey, if you've got a business owner, you know, that has gone out, started a business, growing, or maybe they're stagnant and they need some influx of capital to launch some new business idea for their business or create a growth strategy. That's what I'm doing. We come alongside and we help when the banks can't. And if the bank's a better fit for them, I'll let them know that. And just like many banks refer their clients to us because we're a better fit for the ones they can't approve, obviously. So we'll take care of them. Do me a favor, send them my way. I'll take good care of them. All right, really appreciate it. Pat them on the back, by the way. Let them know they're awesome for being a business owner. Without them, we don't have a lot of services in our town. All right, thanks, everybody. God bless you. That's unscripted. That's from my heart. Do that. Just do that. Go do it today. Like within the next 10 minutes, go do that on your Facebook wall and your Instagram and wherever. Just go do that. And if you need to, if you don't know how to do that, you can script it out and read it like this off screen if you have to. Hey, I just wrote these notes because it's important that I get a few thoughts out and I don't want to have to memorize it. So I wrote these notes together. I just wanted to let all of you know I'm now in business funding and I've got this here so I don't forget something. Say that. It's okay. I got this right here so I don't forget something. And our game plan, what do we say? I've got the game plan document right here. I'm going to go through this with you step by step. I don't want to forget anything. I've got it memorized. I wrote the steps, but I still do that every time I do a game plan. Why? So they know they can do the same thing when they do a game plan. When you're doing the 7-step presentation, you got all the slides, you're doing a presentation. I brought these slides because the founder of the company created these and I don't want to miss anything. So I'm going to do these slides with you. I know it's just you and I sitting in here, but I want to make sure I don't miss anything. So can we sit around my laptop real quick? Use the tools. The tools tell people they can use the tools and then each one can reach one. It's not what you know, it's what you can duplicate. Doesn't matter how well you know the comp plan. Are you duplicating when you tell someone? Got to have it on tools. It's not what you know, it's what you can duplicate. So go make your video today. Teach your team to make their video today and lead by example. Go to my Facebook wall. You'll see 2 videos I did, 3 videos I did last week, right? Of course, put other things in too. It's not just business funding, but the more you do, the more people will refer you. Did you hear that? Write that on my mirror, on your mirror. The more you do, the more I do, the more people will refer you. Okay? The more you do, the more they'll refer you. All right, everybody, we're done for the day. Let's rock and roll.